Are you recording? Are you not recording? I don't know. I do not know. Hey, this is Megan in the restricted section. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Authority by Jeff VanderMeer. This is the second book in the Southern Reach trilogy, and I already reviewed the first one, which is called Annihilation. So I will link that one down below if you're interested. I figured that since I reviewed the first one, I should probably review the whole trilogy because I need closure. So there we have it. So in the first book, Annihilation, we're introduced to Area X, which is this area of land that's been closed off for about 30 years because an event occurred there, some kind of catastrophic event occurred there, and ever since then, really strange things have been happening. So the Southern Reach is a governmental agency that sends in these expeditions to try to get some answers. So in Annihilation, the first book, we are kind of thrown into Area X with one of those expeditions, like the 12th expedition. And that book is told from the perspective of one of the expedition members, the biologist. So when you're reading Annihilation, you're essentially reading the biologist's journal. So in Authority is a completely different type of book, I feel like. In Authority, you are pulled out of Area X, and Authority takes place in the Southern Reach headquarters that is located directly outside of Area X. So we are in the Southern Reach headquarters, and after the 12th expedition, the Southern Reach is kind of thrown all, hither and yon, and so they send in this character, he calls himself Control, his name is actually John, but he calls himself Control, to come in and kind of fix the Southern Reach. The director is gone. I'm not going to tell you why, because that's going to ruin something, and no spoilers, but the director of the Southern Reach is gone, so Control comes in to be the acting director and to kind of put everything back in order in the Southern Reach. So it is his mission to, first of all, maintain some sense of decorum and kind of pull everyone together, but then also to get some answers and to see if he can't figure out the fuck is happening in the Southern Reach, because the previous director failed in that capacity as far as Central, which is the governing body of the Southern Reach, is concerned. So here we have Control. He is he's not met with a whole lot of welcome from the staff in the Southern Reach, particularly the assistant director. She puts up a lot of resistance. She was pretty close with the former director, so she's not entirely thrilled that he is there. So the first bit of this reads like, I feel like, again, with this book, as he did with Annihilation, I feel like with Authority, Jeff VanderMeer kind of defies genre. It's really hard to nail this one down, but I feel like the first half of the book kind of reads like a mystery, sci-fi, spy, horror novel, because that's a thing now that I just made up. And then the second half reads more like a sci-fi horror novel, because I feel like in the beginning of the book, like I said, we're not in Area X anymore. We're directly outside of Area X in the Southern Reach. And so we're kind of dealing with all of the bureaucracy and politics that go with that kind of agency, and that's what Control is dealing with. And so I feel like the first bit of the book deals more with his quest to put back in order the Southern Reach. But then Area X is kind of slowly creeping in to the story and into the bureaucratic mess, and these little strange bits of information or strange occurrences kind of infringe upon the safety and the bureaucracy of the Southern Reach, so that it kind of twists it for the second half. If that makes any sense. That's a really weird description, I just realized. But that's kind of what I felt like it did. So then the second half of the book, Area X has kind of creeped in upon the Southern Reach, and we're kind of left to deal with the fallout and the kind of sense of impending doom that ensues. And the ending of this book is pretty epic, actually. So, like I said, I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but the ending is pretty legit. So don't want to say too much, but it's kind of a cliffhanger, which leads very well into the third book. I have already read the third book, and I'll review that one probably next week, but this book, Authority, I will say is probably the weakest of all three. And it's not bad. It's a really good novel, but it is the weaker of the trilogy. I feel like the characters, whereas in Annihilation, I felt like the characters weren't super developed. I felt like Area X was really the main character. In Authority, I feel like the characters are much more developed. Control is pretty well developed, but then also you learn a lot more about the biologist and her background and her personality and all that stuff in this second novel. As with Annihilation, I definitely had a feeling of unease throughout the course of the book that kind of started as a hint or a whisper in the beginning, but then it grew into more of a sense of dread toward the last part of the book, just as the weirdness and the creepiness factor started to grow. Yeah, so overall I really like this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I would definitely recommend it, but not unless you've first read Annihilation, because if you haven't read the first book of this trilogy, the second one will make no sense to you whatsoever. So read the first one, then pick this one up if you are so inclined. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that is my take on Authority by Jeff VanderMeer. I'm really excited about some of the stuff we have coming up in the restricted section. Sue and I are going to be announcing our giveaway winner on Tuesday, which I'm pretty stoked about. We also have some really fun tags coming up, so thanks guys for tagging us and stuff. We have a good time with those. We're going to be doing the booktuber book fuckery tag from Strip Cover Lit pretty soon, so that's exciting. We're also going to be doing the snake tag, which we got tagged in by Capricious Helen, who is really awesome, and you should check out her channel if you have not already. She's really cool. We also got tagged in the pasta tag. We got tagged in the either or tag. So we're going to be doing those pretty soon, and we're really looking forward to them. We have a blast doing them. So if you like our channel, please feel free to subscribe. I will put some links down below where you can find us elsewhere on social media. We have a Facebook, Instagram, Goodreads, all that fun stuff. And if you've read this book, Authority, and you want to let me know what you think about it, I would love to hear it, so please feel free to comment. Alright, well that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. Bye!